All right, let's check in with Cory tonight at the Phoenix Theater Company.
And Cory, they're getting ready for a stage adaptation of a popular Drew Barrymore movie out there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited because you're right, exactly right, Mark. And Tina, I'm glad you're back there too, because we're with a three-time Tony winner. It doesn't happen every day, but I'm excited. In the Heights, Rent, and Avenue Q, this is Kevin McCollum, and he's a Broadway veteran producer. And by the way, welcome to Phoenix. Have you been here to spend any time before?
I love Phoenix. My son and I would visit all the baseballs. Came out for summer training. I mean, spring training, and I did a lot of work at the Gammage. All my shows have played the Gammage.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard about this theater, but I really love creating new work.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I met with Michael and Vince, who run the theater, and they told me this was being built about 2.5 years ago. And I said, I'm looking for a theater that has a great orchestra pit, that I could do this fresh new musical based on the film Ever After. And he knew the film, and he said, well, let me show you the drawings. And I just fell in love with the ethic of this community, understanding new work and gathering people in their community so family and friends and strangers can come, see a show, and really leave as a community. And that's the wonderful thing about this musical, is it's a musical that really is the power. It's the Cinderella story, but it's a whole new take on it.
Right.
And that the fact is,
you've whittled away some of the magic.
well, the magic is in how you create a situation where you can find your voice against all odds. The magic in all of us is the transformative nature of realizing I actually have a voice. And those of us who make theater realize in all our shows, whether it's Six, Rent, Avenue Q, all the shows I've been involved with, Motown, when you find your voice, you connect to, and I'm not talking your singing voice, but like how you build family against all odds. You know, Rent isn't about the rent.
Yes,
it's about building your family, chosen family, given family. Avenue Q, it's all about, you know, people of fur, you know, the puppets, and trying to survive in the neighborhood with humans. And you know, in the Heights, it's all about how you create your neighborhoods and live with each other, not against each other.
Yeah. Well, if I can interrupt you, if you were to synopsize this show in, give me 20 seconds on it. What do you tell people happens in Ever After?
What happens in Ever After is the Cinderella character named Danielle really finds her agency, really finds, and you realize she's made certain choices, and she now has to make new choices to pivot to finding who she really is in the world.
Yeah.
And we all have to do that. Some people call it, you know, some people go to college for that in real life. But in these fairy tales, a lot of times your protagonist, your Cinderella, it's about what happens to her. And therefore it's almost a victim. This is not that. This is about being a warrior against cynicism and creating your own way of living that makes the world better. Wow. And that's what creates, that's why we sing. That's why the stakes are so high in the show. It's like Wicked. In many ways, Wicked is based on Wizard of Oz, but it's actually the same thing. Right. It's about how you transform yourself for good.
Yeah. And if I can ask you again, I'm sorry, our time is limited, but you're the producer. Yeah. What is the role of a Broadway producer?
It's many things. It's not about, yes, of course, we put it all together and money, but it's not about money. It's really about sort of creating an environment where people can do their best work, and therefore I'm kind of a Sherpa, means a cheerleader. I make sure no one dies on the mountain.
Sure, this is good.
I also try to make sure everyone understands why we're doing it. And we're doing it because right now in our time, and theater is best when it can reflect the time in which it's being performed in. And this is a time when we all have to come together, and we all have to build family, and we all have to make sure that we find our voice to build a better tomorrow.
Yeah, well, your goal is to take this to Broadway.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
So what an honor.
Or your house. I'm not sure which.
Look, man, I got a big family room. I think you'll love it there. But you want to get this up and running here in Phoenix. And I was talking to your music director. Your team was changing notes and bits in the score as late as yesterday, right?
Well, it is
that's
a live
very
art form.
exciting.
It's a live art form, and it's a transformative experience when you make a musical because you actually actually are really collaborating. And the audience that shows up based on your broadcast and who comes see it, they will see a show. We make it every day. We make the donuts daily. And it's always different. It's always exciting.
Well, Kevin, we really appreciate it. And again, 7 o'clock tonight, you might as well see opening night. We're really thrilled that you're allowing us to be here for your first night. And running through the 14th, but it's going to be a smash. The set's beautiful. Next time we get together, we're going to see the set itself, some costumes. We'll meet the leads, the prince, and Cinderella herself. Yeah, they're out there. They're in their street clothes, so it'll be super fun. Anyway, more coming up from Ever After at Phoenix Theater. We'll see you again in just a bit.
All right, Cory.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Top tier talent there.
Yeah,
that is
seriously.
amazing.
That'll be good.
Can you imagine seeing that show here and then in a couple of years it's on Broadway?
Yeah.
Like, I was one of the first people in that audience.
Very